volume, wake the crowd. F'nAround, stop the day. Rats and raves, we got something to say.
Man, if this comes out to be like some big fat naked guy dancing around trying to like, I'm not gonna be happy. Hey, you're doing this interview, Mo. You are doing this interview.
What if it was Mo the whole time? What if it was?
He's like
Mo
sitting there.
like,
I see his phone in his hand, man. I see his phone in his hand. He's over there just messaging us like, man, I got you guys locked out. Joe's got a bedtime at 8 o'clock. He's usually in bed without an interview. I needed an excuse for someone to talk to tonight.
And we just go through this for like 3 hours trying to go back and forth.
As soon as it comes up, it's a video of me in the Maui.
Yep, we're going to make this happen. We are going to make this happen, just so everyone's very much aware.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. You will be seeing Mo dressed up as Maui singing the song.
Oh, 100% you will. There's no way I don't see it happening now. We're willing it into reality. Words are power.
We're going to turn it into an extremely high budget music video too for no reason. For no reason.
We're gonna call it the Maui Wish. We're gonna do a side-by-side comparison of him and The Rock.
Yo, he's got The Rock for sure.
Yeah. Who wore it better?
I know you got him, Mo. I'm not even questioning it.
Come on.
Oh man, this shit's awesome. Okay, so he agreed. He consented to let me record. I did tell you I got to do a verbal recording, right? I got to do like the verbal consent in the beginning, like you know, we are going to record this audio and visual for our podcast, you know, or the usual spiel. Because I mean,
yeah, and that's
the guy's
like
name is Nelson Mandela. Right? I really don't think he's going to give me his email.
So to kind of dive. I mean, I'm sure everybody's familiar with Nelson Mandela, right? You know, so I don't understand. I mean, it's kind of...
He's the guy who made the Sinbad movie about the genie.
Yeah, you're going to hell. You're going to hell, bro.
No, but how messed up is that? He's like such a political figure. He's so well respected, and now he's literally like in alignment at all times with like Sinbad and the Berenstain Bears and all these other things. Because most people,
all these others.
Right, but nobody even realized who he actually is and the importance of who he was and what he did. And all they know about is every time you say his name, you think of Sinbad the genie.
Yep.
Oh yeah, or Fruit of the Loom, as Mo just said, or Fruit of the fucking Loom.
You know, somebody actually found the cornucopia.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok, and then some girl actually copyrighted and started selling shirts with it on there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, it's like, well, if it's not yours, I'm gonna take it.
So I actually, I guess they found out the reason why that happened.
Some guy did a comic of it or some magazine of it back in the day.
There was, I think they were like going through like a lawsuit, and they needed to change the companies really fast. So they like slightly changed the logo and said it's a whole new company, and that's why they claim that they never actually had it as the cornucopia. That's why it all changed.
What?
Wiggle wobble, wiggle wobble, wiggle wobble, wiggle wobble.
Where'd that guy come from?
That's my mini-me.
Yo, did you ever get your energy drinks?
Yes, I did, and then I spilled it when you asked me about it.
The keyboard is not over there.
Yeah, me too.
Yo, shout out to Tink for sending over the energy drinks and coming through on the clutch. Tink. Yep, thank you, producer Tink, and for my beautiful Coke.
Wait, they make those in a can nowadays?
Yep. Yes, they. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh my god! Speaking of that, I saw this funny meme the other day, and this guy's talking about the fact that he goes, "Dude, my girlfriend finally left me because she said I had too much of a coke problem. I couldn't believe after 7,458 bags, she finally left me."
No.
We went through a lot of bags together.
Went through a lot of bags together, right? Sorry. You know what? I've adopted this thing. You know, what's his name? Coach Prime. Shout out to Coach Prime, dude. He tells his son that when his son gets tired on the sidelines to just go and drink a Coke, right? Mm-hmm. But you're not supposed to consistently drink a Coke. Like if you're drinking Cokes all day and shit, it's not gonna work. Now what I do is when I do wanna like wake up a little bit, I don't drink Coke as often, and I do it, and it actually fucking works, dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
It actually fucking works.
Yeah, I don't really drink pop anymore. I drink energy drinks or coffee or just lots of water.
Energy drinks, coffee, water's great.
Yep.
Energy drinks and coffee not good for you.
Well, I'm only drinking energy drinks because we're hours past my bedtime because Nelson Mandela wants to do an interview.
Hey, listen, when Nelson Mandela calls,
What?
you answer.
Like, is that his actual name, or is that?
That's what his Instagram account says. He's a Nelson Mandela.
No shit.
I mean, it's the internet. Nobody lies, right?
Yo, like low key, there's like no picture or anything.
No,
either.
not
So
at all. I mean,
What
if
is
this
this like about?
you're
What
gonna
is
kill me.
nobody?
This is gonna be like the worst interview of our life. And we're starting it off.
It's
this
okay.
This is
I
the
got to
first
see
time.
Mo dance.
Right, you got to see Mo dance. But this is the first time you and I are doing an interview together because we're starting the morning show. And I'm gonna set it up with the naked guy dancing. It's gonna be like it's gonna be the COVID guy. It's gonna be the COVID guy. I brought him back from the dead to give you the COVID dance. He's gonna come.
Yeah, you gave him the platform. That's what's gonna happen. I know.
And he's dropping the Picheline.
Yeah, but you guys really have been getting some good shit though, low key though. So you guys have been picking up some pretty decent shit that the Cannabis Equity Coalition people, right? That was super solid. Shout out to them, by the way.
They are amazing. That interview was unbelievable. Their motives, their platform, what they're trying to do for a movement, it's unbelievable. Yeah. And I mean, I did some networking events with them. I'm still talking to them. I want to help push their cause all I can. Just like when we met Sam. Great cause, great concept.
No, support your local weed man, dude. Yeah.
Support your local weed man. Support the movement. Support the Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition. Like, you got to support them all. Support the people that matter, right?
Yeah, dude. You guys have been picking up some pretty solid shit. You
might not be on camera, but if you're gonna sit here with us, why don't you grab that mic and plug that in? Give some commentary because I see it right here.
Listen,
I mean, if you're here, okay. No, I was just figuring it off. If you want to throw some commentary.
So plugging this part in, that actually made me do the most work.
Okay, no worries. I was just trying to offer and help. I mean, James, can you hear him when he talks?
Yeah, I can hear him. I can definitely hear him.
Yeah, you got a loud voice. So if you want to say something or jump in, do some stuff, feel free. I mean, James and I are going to stop you. We're all part of the same F'nAround crew.
Most definitely, yeah. And Mo, you guys have been doing great too. I want to tell you, I know I don't get to really catch too much time.
Don't forget when this started, James. Mo was going to be like, I'm going to be the producer, and I'm going to be the background. I'm like, yeah, Mo, you're going to be the producer. You're going to be in the background.
Yeah, for sure. How'd that work out for you, Chooch?
Yeah. How often have you been on the camera? You start the shows, you end the shows. You're the host. Remember I said it? I joked. I pulled you aside. I'm like, you're like, if your nickname is Mod, you're going to be the moderator. Consider it like Reddit. You shut us up, you stop us, you jump in when you want.
Yeah, you guys have been doing super solid. Somebody also just told me the other day that they can see the growth with the equipment. And remember when you guys started doing that, you said that you wanted people to notice that.
Yeah.
Like you wanted people to see that you guys started from where you guys started. And somebody actually pointed out the other day, you can tell with the episodes the growth of the equipment and how you guys do it and everything. So,
I told you. Remember I said it. If we're gonna do it, we are a bootstrap. We're an independent company. We're entrepreneurs. Yep. People
definitely
spend all this money to build it out. That's great. We're not them. We're here grassroots. We're from the ground. We're meeting the people. We're talking to the community. We're out there on the streets. We're wearing our logo on our shirt like we're Supermen and going to an event and sticking out like sore thumbs. The Men in Black, right?
Literally, like, the biggest fucking people were coming up to us asking us, who the fuck are you guys?
I mean, it was great. They were like, who the fuck are you?
Well,
like,
I mean,
the guy who threw the event.
What I'm learning with what you guys got going on, Joey's been I've been diving a little bit more into the cannabis industry stuff, and it's actually an industry where not too many people like to open their fucking mouth.
No, right? They're all scared of everybody.
Even what I see on all the platforms that we use, like LinkedIn's a really big one, but a lot of people kind of, let's say, like they get, like you said, I don't want to use the word scared because it's kind of, I don't know if they're scared or not, but I could damn sure tell you that they don't want to open up their fucking mouth.
Yeah, it's like a mafia. Everyone got them scared of the big canna.
Yeah, except Big Canna really ain't on shit. They just got all the money. They got
the money. Problem is, they got the money in the contracts, and they lock everybody up, and they can't talk outside of it. Sometimes somebody slips through the cracks, and they forget it.
Yeah, well, hey, listen. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got their gun.
And guess what, bitch? They gave me a microphone, too.
Yeah, for sure. But
Well,
this
let's see.
shit.
Have you seen? Are you looking at the Instagram? Has he messaged us yet?
Yeah, another 5 minutes. He said.
Oh, okay,
so.
cool. I mean, once we get closer, we'll hang up on this. We'll go in there and we'll do the group call. I'm curious how this would work. I've never done it like this.
How many followers does he have?
I don't know. I didn't even look. I just saw somebody wanted to do an interview, and I'm like, hey, I bet you James is up having a blunt.
Yeah, usually I would have a nice little Jazzy J rolled up right now, but I'm kind of on the pen because I'm in the office making sure that I
Work on Tommy's drop.
It's a new account.
Yeah, that's why I said. I mean, I wasn't kidding. I'm like, it's a very political figure. I mean, we got Nelson Mandela up in here.
He's important.
Didn't he die in prison?
He's important.
Damn, dude.
Mo,
Up in there with the
going to hell,
Berenstain Bears.
Mo, you're going to hell.
The Berenstain Bears with the pallbearers.
The pallbearers.
How's Mike doing, everybody? How's he doing? He's got work tomorrow.
I didn't want to he works at the nonprofit and he helps the kids and he helps the community. So I didn't feel like blowing him up and having him call off because when you get Mike out on there, he'll be here for the interviews and he'll do it. But if we do it, he's going to call off work. And I think what he's doing during the day is way more important than jumping on an interview with somebody we don't know on a new account.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. That's definitely a solid point.
Yeah,
that's a super solid point.
And I mean, you and I would be on the phone.
You might have me sitting here for no reason, anyways. Maybe.
Right? And you and I would be on the phone discussing what we're doing for the morning show, setting up anyway. So I'm like, hey, we could use this as practice.
Oh, most definitely. And it's good that Mo's there too, because Mo could kind of let us know how the sound quality is. Actually, how is the sound over? I sound decent. I'm not loud or nothing like that.
You're on a good level.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Looks like we're all good levels. That's what I like.
Awesome.
This picture quality looks pretty good too, by the way.
Yeah, it does. It's very nice. Yeah. It's very nice. And you guys listen, the set's coming along nicely too. No, it's coming along slowly but surely.
Yeah, just like everything else, it's bootstrap.
You know what Geek just asked me today? So Geek just dropped in the Motivate the Trenches group like maybe 30, 40 minutes ago that he's ready to start making beats and shit again. And he asked if we had a studio. And he's the one that he used to work out of the one on Michigan Avenue. And shout out to Geek, by the way.
Did we talk to him earlier in the beginning about doing something?
In the way beginning, remember? But, he was really busy at that time. And now he's kind of gotten integrated into Motivate the Trenches. So now they're kind of working really. I mean, they checked out all of Rio's music. Yep. The one that you just the one that you had the call with me today with.
Yeah,
so,
shout out to the Legacy Illinois group for setting that up.
Yes,
I mean, super great guy. We're looking forward to getting him on the podcast.
I would imagine to say, I was just going to say that I would imagine to say that you would probably be seeing Rio and something from the Legacy. The Legacy, what is it? Legacy something, Legacy 3 or something like that.
The Legacy program.
The Legacy. Yeah, I would imagine you guys would be seeing something from them with you guys pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping for it. Yeah. We did connect with them at the event on Saturday. I had a chance to meet her and have a conversation with her. She was super friendly. And shout out to Carlos for bringing me and introducing me.
Yeah, dude, your screen's getting a little blurry. I don't know why. But no,
yours is not. Yeah, but it's all good. I mean, I'm recording, you're recording. As long as we're both recording, we can combine them in the end. Because that'll be a funny one because we'll both have different sizes and screens and how we look, so we could put them side by side if it works out nicely. Yeah. Otherwise, we could put it side by side and we can watch a fat guy dance that looks like Mo.
I think we should do that anyways, so I don't know why that's kind of like, I think that should just be like a thing that we do.
It's going to be our new commercial for the show.
Yeah.
If you don't watch it, every time you don't watch the show, he takes off another article of clothing.
He won't. He won't. He won't do it.
Mo's already over here stripping. I'm like, dude, Mo, it's just me. Stop.
You're not watching the episode.
I don't listen to my own voice. We all know that.
Yeah, that's fucking that fucking Maui shit's fucking hilarious, Mo. We definitely need to make a fucking video out of that. So when we do this, we're just gonna
hang up.
Wait. But I'm saying, like, so does this guy know that we're going to be video chatting him?
Look in the group. He already asked about a release, but because I don't know him and I don't got his email, I basically said, yeah, I need your consent to do it, to video and record it for sound for the podcast to distribute. But I am going to ask you when we jump on, it'll be recording. I'm going to let him know, hey, by the way, we are recording this for video and audio purposes. and I need your verbal consent in order for us to post it as a podcast, distribute it, put it on the radio. You know what I mean? I'll do the whole 401. If I forget something, jump in and just make sure we both get a consent of them.
Okay, for sure. For sure. And did he, wait, hold on, did he by any chance, did he give you like a real name, or is his real name?
Give me a second.
I mean, and obviously you don't, I mean, if he did.
He says, greetings, my name is Prentiss Banks, but I was like, let me just schedule it out.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He said it'll be another 5 minutes short delay. That's fine.
Yeah, that was a little. Yeah, he'll be in tune. I mean,
you don't reach out randomly. Here, you want me to read you how this started? Greetings, my name is Prentiss Banks. Greetings, my name is Prentiss Banks. I'm so afraid to send this text and request it to your podcast, and my reality is one of the hardest decisions in my life because of risk and backlash it can place on my life. I'm trying to get my story exposed on how the stripping and isolation of an innocent young black kid's mind becomes decades of life survival and forgotten men crying out for help. So my plea tonight is, can you and the members of your podcast please assist in getting my story told so others can hear it? I was like, wow, like that's huge. So I'm like, of course, I'll be honored to help you share your story. How about 10 p.m. Central Standard Time? Does that work? I'll also bring in my new morning show podcast co-host in a group chat so we can set up a conference call. Let me know if that works for you. And then he got back to me probably, as you know, closer to 11. He's like, that'll be amazing. Thank you for replying. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to start a group chat. Let's touch base in about 15 minutes after I speak with my co-host. So I waited because he reached out, and by the time I saw it, it was hours and hours later. I mean, I think I didn't see it for.
Hello, everyone. This is Mo from F'nAround. We are running into some technical difficulties right now, so I decided to take the opportunities while I'm working on fixing up the sound to introduce you guys to F'nAround in the morning. This is our first episode with WURE Memphis Underground Radio. So we're very proud to be collaborating and working with them right now. Usually we do have me, Mike, and Joe on episodes, but we're changing it around this time. It's just gonna be Joe and James, which if you guys have been listening to us from the beginning, you would know that James is one of the co-founders of 312 Wall and was on our 4th episode of F'nAround. So this episode is an amazing and interesting with an insane story. So please stay tuned and enjoy the listen. Have a great day.
Record. All right, we're recording again. I'm live. You hear me?
What's up? Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear him or no?
Yeah, I see it right there.
No, but can you hear him outside this or no?
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, our mixer died. It wasn't plugged in, so that was like perfect timing.
Tell him to talk for a little bit. Is he talking?
Yeah, talk.
I'm right here. Yeah, so wait a minute. Did we lose?
What?
Did we lose footage?
Did we lose what we did already or no?
We didn't lose it.
No, we didn't lose it. It just stopped recording when it powered off. But I'm glad it did that now, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I also have the screen recording.
Yeah, so you got it as well. He just said almost ready. Perfect. So as soon as he says ready, let me close this smaller and go there. As soon as he says he's ready, you and I will end this call, and then we will do a video call there. I will, before we introduce ourselves, let's do the disclosure, right? Like to try and get a verbal approval to do this because
of course,
I mean, I don't know how it is down there by you, but over here, I need every party to consent when you're recording.
Oh yeah, you always got me, sir.
Oh, I know. I got your consent to record.
Yeah, no, that's it's just it's just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of, where does this come from type shit to me.
Oh, he said he's ready. You ready?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's
I'm gonna hang up and we'll go. So let me flag this, right?
Yes. It's actually, you didn't even need to do that because it just ended.
Oh. Hey.
How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
What's the word?
How's it going? Before we start, I want to kind of do a little disclosure. We do need your approval and your consent to audio and video record this. As per law, it's kind of like our media release, so we need a verbal consent. We will be using this for our podcast, as well as distributing it on the radio, our social media, and any other channel that picks it up. So do we have your verbal consent to record audio and video before we start talking?
Yes, you do.
Perfect. Well, I'm Joe Phelan.
You know, you always got mine, my boy. You can always record me.
Oh, I know. I don't need your approval. You're part of the company. So I'm Joe Phelan. I'm one of the co-hosts of the F'nAround podcast. This is James, my partner. He'll jump in a second, but we are starting our own morning show for the podcast that we got picked up by WURE FM Underground Radio, and a part of the Underground Railroad Entertainment Company based out of Memphis. And we are starting to push that as a daily morning show due to the traction we've got from the podcast. And because of how late it was, and James being the CEO of 312 All, we thought it'd be a great idea to jump him on and talk with, because my co-host Mike, as you heard on the podcast, he does a nonprofit during the day, and we didn't want to take him away from the kids tomorrow. So I'll let James introduce himself, and then let's get your story.
So I'm James Fontano, boss. Great to meet you. I'm CEO of 312 All, and, you know, we're kind of an entertainment company that has grown to many different aspects. We have a record label called Motivate the Trenches, and then we also got our production company, which is Timeless Wolf, which is where you see the great thing in front of you, which is the F'nAround podcast. I mean, these guys right here, what they have done in the short period of time with this platform is amazing. So that's just an in the nutshell thing of what we got going on over here. We could sit here and talk for hours about what we got going on, but this definitely isn't a 312 All thing.
Perfect.
So I kind of want. I'd like to kind of hear a little bit about what's more about what you got going on. I'm sure Joey will dive into that with you too.
Yeah, we want to hear the story and what made you reach out to us.
Okay. Well, first, I'm Prentiss Banks. I appreciate y'all welcoming me to your podcast and you know, willing to hear my story. I heard about your podcast through Instagram through one of my friends, and it was 310, I believe. That's what I'm saying it correctly?
No, the podcast name, if you're talking about the podcast, F'nAround podcast, it's the podcast name, and then you have the company, which is where I'm at, is 312 All.
So you probably saw one of our posts on 312 All.
Yeah. We're always connected to each other, so you probably got crossed in some way, yeah.
Yeah, you know, one of my friends was telling me, say, hey, reach out to these guys, you know, they are willing to hear, you know, anyone's story that's, you know, just a good story, you know what I mean? And they'll make sure it gets to the right people. And I said, you know, I'm taking this big risk, you know, and tell my story, and I look forward to it, you know, and I appreciate you guys, you know, even walking me into your platform like this, you know, because it's much needed. And I definitely would look for, you know, refer other people to.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah,
if you got a story to tell and there's a way we can put it out there, we'd happily put it out there. I mean, and if there's a lot of corruption and fraud in it, I like to bark a lot. That's why I rant and rave.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, to get to, you know, reason why I touched bases with y'all, because I wanted to get into my story of how I came from an innocent young man with a non-corrupt mind, you know what I mean? Understanding that the poverty that I stayed in guided my life, you know, and it guided in a way to where I didn't understand a lot of the rules of engagement of what I was coming in contact with. You know what I mean? I came out of a home that was abuseful. My father would abuse my mother at an early age. From birth to 14 years old, I watched her almost put to death by my father. You know what I mean? He was like maybe 3 or 4 hits away from killing her. So at the age of 14, you know, I put him out. Me and my mom, we fought hard, we put him out. You know, I'm the youngest of 10 siblings, but my other siblings was gone with just me and her present at the house. And we fought hard, you know, and he never came back.
Not to cut you off. And where are you from, boss?
I'm from California.
California, okay. Where in California?
I'm out of Riverside County.
Oh, okay.
I was actually stationed out in Pendleton for a while, so that's about my idea for California. But I only serve my country in Tijuana, so don't worry about
it. Yeah, I know where Camp Pendleton at. I'm more closer to like March Air Force Base.
Okay.
In that area. Yeah, it's closer to my area.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, it was a it was a real rough ride. My mom, you know, she was a strong one, but we had to do what we had to do. You know what I mean? So early on, at 14 years old, I was like, you know what? My mama need help, and I hit the streets at 14 years old. 14 years old, I'm standing under a tree selling drugs and gang, associated around the gang members and doing all these things that I should not be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
never associated with a gang, but just being around them individuals um, led me to a lot of corrupt mindsets. You know what I mean? And participating
Understandable.
in things that I should not be participating in at a young age. Never
Yeah.
had that like father um, influence or a positive influence
Yeah,
in that
see,
community.
yeah. See, that's the thing. Nothing, no father figure to look up to. Type, no guidance. You
And
know.
you
Yeah,
got to find it where you find it then, and then unfortunately you fall to the
Yeah,
values that they give
yeah.
you.
Okay, okay. I
yeah.
understand.
Everything that I learned was like life experience in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And being in the moment is like you're subject to make crucial mistakes in your life because that experience is what it is. And if you're not privileged to certain information, you will do things or say things or participate in things that unknown to you that is maybe in violation of what you shouldn't be not doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, for sure.
so that like I said, I do my best to be better now. You know what I mean? And what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Um, so that was my back history. I don't know what else you would like for me to expound on. I'm trying to
Well,
figure
keep
out.
expounding. We'd love to know why we ended up on this call together. I mean, as I always
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
every saint has a
anything about
future, and
you, boss.
every
Yeah.
saint has a past, and every sinner has a future, right?
Right. Well, um, also I said as I got older, being in the streets, hanging around with so-called friends, I ended up in a vehicle that I did not know about. You know what I mean? My so-called friend, childhood friend, we went to school together all the way from elementary to junior high. So we was real tight knit. And they went out, they called me and said, hey, we're gonna go to a party. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna go hang out with the
Oh,
girls,
yeah, yeah.
do drugs,
Yeah,
so I'm like,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
go, you know what I mean? I'm amped up, dressed up, and unknown to me, they put up in a vehicle. I didn't question the vehicle that they pulled up in because they normally come in different vehicles. We all had our own cars and stuff. So I said, we're gonna ride all together. Unknown to me that they went out prior to coming to get me and got in and robbed somebody for a vehicle. And in that robbery that they robbed somebody, it was a tuffle over the gun and somebody got murdered. And we're riding around in this car, and I'm like, it was a lot of conversations going on, but it was like it wouldn't really, you just listening. It's like you ain't really comprehend. Like, okay, I took a car. So what you took a car type? I mean, it's nothing. But the conversation as we got farther down the road was like, hey, you know, somebody got shot. I'm like, wait a minute, somebody got shot. Hey, look, put me out. I don't want to be a part of this. You know what I mean? So they end
So,
up putting
so,
me out.
so, so, so you get picked up, and this is just something that they spring upon you down the road.
Yeah, they
Those
just
sound
got to
like great
talking about it.
friends.
No, no, I learned of real quick they wasn't great friends. And it's funny now because I'm kind of older and I look back on my experiences. You know what I mean? And why?
How long ago was this?
1991, February 11, 1991.
Was
I got
that was
arrested.
even before Grand
I
Theft Auto?
I was one
Grand
years
Theft
old.
Auto.
I was one. I was one.
I was 5.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness.
I don't think Mo was
That makes me
born.
feel old now. Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it was
so
back
so
in,
you get in the car. Your homies let you know down the road or a little bit down the ways that this is what had happened, and then you're like, yo, let me get the fuck up out of here, straight like that. That's where we were at, right?
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but they didn't let me out. So we just end up still riding around. So it was like, okay, I'm in it now, so they not letting me out. I'm not finna just jump out the car. You know what I mean? So as we rode around, they was talking about, okay, well, let's just we're gonna do another carjacking. Huh?
Yeah,
What are you
because that
talking about?
sounds. I'm just saying that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah,
So
let's just double down on the night, right?
Yeah, let's just let's do some special shit here.
Let's increase our star count.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, they came and picked me up early. So as the night went on, and we ain't never made it to the party. Let me might say, later on,
It doesn't sound that. It doesn't sound.
Yeah.
You did, my boy.
Yeah, I'd be at home like, what did I just do? Like, I'm be like wiping off the car, like I can't believe I got in this car.
Yeah. So they like, okay, well, we all driving. They pulled up and bumped the back of a car. They was like, they all looked at me and said, "Hey, go get that car. Like, take the car." What? What do you mean take the car? So they was like, get out. And another guy got out, and we took the guy's car. Nobody got killed. Nothing. We just took his car. They all got in the car. We drove off. They ditched that car. We stayed in the original car, the other car. As we driving around, the police get behind us. Everybody jump out, run. 3 of us get arrested. The other 2 get away. Okay. Now that we're arrested, we find out felony murder charges are getting charged against us because somebody said something that wasn't supposed to be said. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, now we all charged with felony murder. Detectives are interrogating us like hours in. And then
so I got to ask on that. I got to ask on that one because you're talking 91. That was before they put all those little rules and regulations in for that interrogation, right? Or where they didn't care and they didn't have the cameras and the body cams and this is like a movie 1991 interrogation, right?
Yes. Okay. There was a little back room way in the back
with the phone book.
With the phone book, no, nothing like no devices. No camera, no nothing. It was just a room with a table and some chairs and 2 officers.
They didn't even give you your iPhone, did they?
No. They didn't give you nothing. Not one call, So, me being, that's my first time ever coming in contact with officers, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, this is not going to be good. So they get immediately tell me, hey, look, what happened? What's going on? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. So it was hours and after hours. They leave my room, go to another room. Leave that room, go to another
Prisoner's
room.
dilemma.
Yeah. They're just going back and forth.
And how old are you exactly at this time?
They can get to say, well,
I had just turned 18 years old, maybe 3 months, 4 months after my 18th birthday.
Oh, that's a scary 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What I mean?
Yeah, that's messed up 18th, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. So they say, okay, look, man, you tell us what happened, and we'll let you go home. I'm like, tell you what happened, well, let me go home. Okay, well, what do you want to know? Hey, what's the deal, right? Well, unknown to me, they're like, well, you tell us what happened. So the only thing I know is what I heard in the car. And they're like, okay, well, you tell us. We know you did it. Okay, yeah, I did it. I did it just to go home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear so I can go home.
Yeah, that doesn't
work.
What I
mean?
Yeah, that doesn't work 100% of the time. Just
yeah. Unknown to me, it didn't work out because when we actually got back to from everything, they separated. We got to municipal court. They severed all our cases.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you severing all our cases when this crime is supposed to be for everybody? Well, they severed all our cases because now the first person went to trial, he got acquitted of the murder and got a robbery and got 5 years. The second person went to took a deal for voluntary manslaughter and got a gun to robbery and said somebody else was the principal.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, okay, he got 13 years. Okay. I went to trial. They never found me guilty of a gun. They never found me guilty they never did a gun residue test. The attorney that I had was only 2 years into practice. The the scene was never reenacted to say, hey,
Well, so just for my knowledge, because I was obviously one at the time, right? I was young. How was like ballistics tests and gun residue tests and shit like that? How was that shit back then? Was it even reliable?
No, it wasn't
You know what I'm
reliable
saying?
because
I mean, it's not like now, you know, I mean, it's not like even
yeah,
in the past 10 years, let's say, right? Let's not even say like 2010, right? In the 90s, I would imagine that back then, this was, you know, obviously not something that was advanced.
no, it wasn't definitely advanced because the person that got shot, there was no one even there to pick the bullet up from the person that got shot and killed. So they don't even know if the bullet matched the gun.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Not even a ballistics test.
There was no ballistics. You know, my attorney never brought up ballistics. He never brought us GSRs. They never did a gun residue test on me to see if there was gun residue on my fingers and hands. You know what I mean? So it was just a lot of error on my attorney part because he was never questioning the officers on based on if you saying this is the person, did you do a gun residue test? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
And you had said that he was in practice for 2 years?
Yeah, he was in practice for 2 years.
Public defender?
Public defender.
Okay.
They had paid attorneys. I had public defender.
Oh wow!
And
How did that work? How did that work out?
Well,
it didn't work.
one of them got 13.
No, but I meant the attorney layouts.
Oh, well, I mean, they had the money.
Yeah, they had money. One of them, sisters and brothers, was in the law firm. They knew lawyers and stuff. And the other one,
that's what I was kind of getting at because based on what you were saying and where you were growing up in the group, the people you were hanging out with, I kind of figured you guys all were, you know, of the same financial standing.
Yeah.
So I was curious how it worked for the law firm if they had a setup or they had a in. So having a sister definitely helped that a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely helped.
Yeah, because I'm picturing if you're all riding in the car doing the same thing and partying all the time together, you're usually around the same area, the same financial area. Because let's be honest, that's how the neighborhoods are kind of set up nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or back then, even worse.
It was country. It was more like chicken, goats, and all like really country area.
Oh, wait, now I'm so lost because I'm picturing downtown city and Grand Theft Auto.
No. I mean, I know. Yeah. I mean, you're talking
downtown,
Cali, right?
Downtown Paris and Mead Valley area. It was country. You can open the back door, throw lettuce out there, and then close it and open it back up. You see nothing but rabbits.
Oh, so that's why you can still get hung for like stealing a horse.
Yes, back then. One of the first commercial buildings in Paris, California, was out in California was in Paris, California. So it was a hotel.
Oh, wow.
So it was that kind of country western type look in the environment back when I grew up.
So how does that play into what you guys were doing that night though? Because it sounds like where you're from, relevantly really small town. I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm from Chicago, right? I live in Atlanta now, but I'm from Chicago, and I'm kind of I'm outside of Atlanta in a really small town. So I mean, it's small here, and I can tell you it's a major difference. So I mean, how does that incorporate into like where you guys were at? What were you thinking, bud? Why would you be doing stuff like that, man?
It was complete boredom that somebody said, hey, it's a party, and we got to go to Riverside to a whole nother city to actually go to this party.
Was this a barn party or like
downtime? It was like a house party.
Okay.
We supposed to have made it to.
So were you involved in like any sports or I mean anything that, like, I mean what were you doing at that time?
No, not involved in any sports. From 14 to 17, right before I got arrested, I was in the streets. I was just survival mode.
Man.
Really survival mode.
I understand. I'm not knocking it. I'm just trying to get a grasp of the entirety of the situation here, Bob.
So I got a question then because when I'm picturing the streets and surviving the streets, I'm picturing city life. How does that work in like country life?
You get. I'm trying to.
I'm trying to picture it too because there's not a corner where people are going to drive by. They're going to grab stuff off him because you probably know everybody who lives in the town. Like you could just go to their house and be a delivery guy, if that's what you were doing.
Yeah, we had like a gas station that everybody hung up under the tree where all the cars used to come through and buy drugs and then keep going. It was like a
Okay.
main highway.
Got
You
it.
know what I mean?
So,
But it
so
takes
it,
about a mile, it's about a couple miles to get there by walking, or you ride a bike to get there. You know, any type of motorcycles or whatever the transportation was at that time. And you
yeah.
just hung up in the tree, you know. And when the night was over, you go home.
Joey, are you picking that up
Yeah,
on his?
I'm picking it up. It's getting a little electronic and pitchy.
Yeah.
Oh, I get a little echo.
Yeah, just a little bit echo.
Slightly. Yeah.
Is it a little bit better?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, a little
good. I
better.
mean, it's not an issue. Yeah, I mean,
He just wanted to make sure if it was his connection or mine. But then
Yeah.
it's your connection. But no, it's all right. We can still hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I have to
perfect,
move
yeah.
it around.
Oh, now it's
I
back
got
in
my
the
earphones
phone.
on. That's why.
Oh, got it.
So that environment really didn't have anything productive. You know, there was nothing in the community to do anything. It was just if it's in the moment type thing. Somebody called and say, "Hey, let's go." We all in the car. We piled in and we went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was exciting. You know what I mean? And,
It's really just boredom and no options, right? Like you were saying, you didn't know what to do, nothing to do. So, that's just what the fuck it was, man. That's fucking crazy.
yeah.
I
I
understand.
literally like during that whole process, I dropped out of school. So I didn't go to school none from
Me too.
all the way
Yeah,
until
I did too,
junior
but yeah.
high. I went through junior high and got to high school. After that, it was no more school. You know, but I was in special education classes from elementary all the way to high school.
Okay.
And, it was, I couldn't read right. I had problems reading. So it was kind of embarrassing. It was kind of, you had to go to these classes and everybody was expecting the classes, And it's like, man, but now that I look back and it's like that played a real factor in my speaking to anybody because I understand what a lot of the stuff that was, you know what I mean, from my education. And but once we got to getting charged and no ballistic tests, I would learn as I went along. I didn't understand what was going on in the courts. You know what I mean? Because they kept telling me, hey, this is what my attorney kept saying, hey, this is what we're going to prolong. I'm telling him, hey, look, man, there's a problem, with everything's being said. I don't feel like you're representing me right.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what are you talking about? He played dumb. Like, what are you talking about? Doing everything as I'm supposed to do. But in my mind, I'm like, no, you're not, because you're not bringing no witnesses. You're not calling no witnesses. You're not even putting any expert witnesses to counteract what the DA is saying.
So you ain't even doing shit anyways. Yeah.
So as it moved along, we got closer to trial. I'm noticing like there's not a lot of black jurors coming on board. You know what I mean? The ones that did come got kicked off.
So can I ask that then was it in the town you were in? Or,
yes.
So can I ask, the kind of the breakdown in the population? Was there a lot of black people in the community?
Can I actually hold on? Actually, I'm gonna get some stats for you here, Joe.
Okay.
What can I get the name of the town? Can you spell it for me?
Riverside County.
Riverside County, California, right? And then
yeah, I'd love the demographics on that. And just to let you know, every once in a while your service kind of cuts in and out, so you get a little staticky. So I'll let you know when it's happening, but no worries. I'm guessing it's probably the small town. That's how we're in Chicago, and I still get self-service bad all the time.
I can put my headphones on if you need me to.
See, that sounded perfect right there. It just kind of cuts in and out for sometimes. It just kind of you have like this really deep resonating voice, and then sometimes it goes like really high pitch. It's like, yeah, that's not you.
Let me try this with my headphones.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so it is.
Is that a little bit better?
I got some weird.
I'm getting a little static feedback right now. Oh, there you go. It's gone.
So it's gone. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, it's a lot
better.
All right. All right. Yeah, I put my earbuds in.
Perfect.
Okay, so hold on, I'm picking it up right here.
Like even my
I
case
can't
happened
really
before the
get
Rodney King
like
riot.
a
Oh,
proper
okay. So that
demographic.
I was actually curious about that. I was going to get into that because when you were saying the timeline, I was like, yeah, I don't. I'm not familiar with it from the age point, but I'm familiar with the historical significance and the time
So
period of it.
right now, 10%, 10.7% poverty rating. Their ethnicity is predominantly, let's say, Mexican and white now,
Okay.
right? 90% of the county are U.S. citizens. The median age is 36. Household income is about 90K a year. Um, I mean, it seems like right now it's. I mean,
Gentrified.
and I believe this is right now.
Yeah. So
I don't
it's
believe.
definitely gentrified.
Yeah, I don't believe that this was the 90s at
No.
all, and I can't seem to get a solid number on that. But I'll see if I can get. I'll keep
Right.
trying to look around,
So
but I
if
would imagine that it
so, if
wasn't
this
that.
all happened during the Rodney King riots, it was something they probably wanted to keep quiet.
Yeah.
So let's get
A lot
back
of
into
political things going on.
the jury then. Well, because he pulled up the demographics
Yeah.
on it. We got to keep. Well, let's hear what's happening next. You got me like kind of
Okay.
wondering where the story's going. We haven't gotten to the point why we're on this call yet. We're still digging. We're still digging into little towns.
Yeah.
So when they picked the jury, I noticed that, it wasn't a lot of black jury. I said, hey, what's going on with the jury? And it was like, well, this is we have a demographic of area that we pull our jury from. But every jury that black jury came, they kicked them off. So they end up selecting the jury, and 6 members of the jury, what I learned later on is that 6 members of the jury was robbery victims or knew someone of robbery victims. So I'm like, and then I got a robbery case. I'm like, how did that work out? And one of the members was an NRA member. So I'm like, later on, I'm like, okay, that now I realize that I never stood a chance in this because 6 out of 6, somebody gonna swing to the right or the left, you know what I mean? And I end up swinging to the left on the gun charge. Probably the NRA person that swung to the left on my behalf to say, no, he didn't have a gun. You know what I mean? But the jury kept coming back and back and back, and the judge kept sending them back in there with the gun allegation because he was like, no, you have to come with some type of verdict on the gun. And they was like, look, we hung. We can't put it in his hands. There's nothing that says that he had the gun. So the judge said, you know what? We're going to strike the gun. And the DA stood up at that moment and said, hey, look, if you think they need a gun to find him guilty for felony murder, they don't. All you got to do is prove that a robbery happened and the murder attaches itself with no defense. 30 minutes later, I was found guilty.
Yeah, I can't grasp that logic. And I'm a big logical person. Ask James. I drive him nuts with following logic and patterns.
Yeah.
I can't draw a conclusion in my mind how that works.
Well, there's a law that
let me just hold on really quick. I want to get so they were told that they could not put the gun in your hand.
Yeah.
Anything like that. So anything that would have been used to commit this murder couldn't be placed in your possession.
Right.
In the court of law. Right. Now this isn't like speculation or anything, right? Like this isn't something that you're just telling us like you got like got like paperwork, you got all this.
Yeah,
shit.
I got my original transcripts and everything. Blessed our soul of all 33 years later, I still have my original transcripts.
Oh wow. I'd actually love to read those. I mean, if you can send them over, or if you're able to, I'd love to. Yes. I mean, feel free. I'll put them in our put them in our group chat. I'd love to read that stuff.
Yeah,
I definitely will.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I definitely will send you the information. Because
so they can't put the murder weapon in your hand, right? They can't even necessarily place you at the murder. All they can guarantee is that you committed a robbery at some point in the night, but they can tell you, but that wasn't the robbery that happened when there was a murder that took place.
No, it wasn't a robbery. They took another robbery later on that evening and matched it with the murder and say, this is 2 cases that we can merge together and say, this is felony murder.
Man.
And it has, and the timestamp doesn't matter because the time that it happened, it's a 30-minute to 45-minute drive from where they committed the robbery and where they picked us up at. And then where the other robbery happens, like a 10-minute to 15-minute away from each other. So if it was going to be considered a continuous act, it had to go backwards in the crime versus forward in the crime. You know what I mean? So it didn't match up.
I mean, and I'm not laughing at you, so I don't want you to.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
I can't grasp it, and just so you know, I'm a convicted felon, right? So I've been to prison 3 times. I did 5 years is the most that I've done straight, right? I've been home for 5 now, no trouble, no nothing. It's the best thing that ever happened to me was my family, right? Finding my wife and my son has been the absolute best, and then also now just recently starting what we have going on and what you see in front of you, right? But with that being said, right, so I'm very familiar with kind of how things go as far as what Illinois goes. I'm not familiar with California. I do know like that stuff there is kind of the way that they do things there is super fucked up. Like I mean,
be careful what you say. You might not want to go back to California. they're not very. They don't take kind to people who talk about them.
Yeah,
he knows it. They do not like people who talk about them.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. The land of fruit and nuts. I don't give a fuck. So
many words are going through my head and agreeing with you. Like,
yeah, I understand, but you know, it's just the way that, and it's not even just the way their criminal justice system is, because that's fucked up too. It's just the way that they view their people. They're all a dollar sign. Right, you get what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna give you all these services, right? But how much are we gonna get out of you in the long run, right? You get what I'm saying? What can we drain from you in the long run? That's basically how that whole entire fucking state operates. And then even then you go to the prison system, right? So you get some asshole that might commit 3 crimes that aren't serious crimes, right? But they fall under that stupid law where it's the 3-strike law, right? Where you get these 3 minimal crimes where somebody gets in trouble for some dumb shit, and he's sitting in jail for the rest of his life fighting for himself to get out because he fucking slapped somebody 3 times in a row or something. You know, he got into 3 bar fights and somebody got hurt. Okay, so the guy's got a fucking anger problem. What the fuck are you in prison for the rest of your life for?
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
You get what I'm saying? And just an example, yeah, but that's just that's my view of your wonderful state over there.
And even in that system, you know, under the 3 strikes law, people don't realize that the agreements that they're taking is contracts. So once you fulfill that contract that you've made with the state, that contract becomes null and void. But they're now using that same first strike as a second strike to the 3rd strike, which now, how are you breaching a contract that already fulfilled?
Like I said, the land is nuts.
You know, so
it
used to be the land of greenery. But the rest of the country took it now.
And listen, I shouldn't be so critical. It's just because there is a lot of good in California, right? I mean, their cannabis culture is fucking amazing, right? They have a great culture down there. It is kind of fucking corrupt too down there too, so we know that shit. But their cannabis culture is true, right? It's amazing down there. There is some good things in California for sure, but the prison system's super fucked, dude. Super fucked.
Yeah. And even in that, right? Riverside County was Riverside County, Orange County, and Los Angeles County back in the 90s was the highest conviction rate counties there was in the 90s. It was like 95% to almost 100% conviction rate or plea agreement.
And right, that's where that Rodney King stuff that you guys mentioned,
yes,
that you guys mentioned earlier comes into play, though, right? Because I'm not going to sit here and play like I'm extremely versed on the situation, but I can tell you right now there was some fucked up shit going on back then, right? I understand that. I understand that wholeheartedly, right? But that would obviously play to those numbers that you guys are talking about right now, right? Where people's conviction rates were through the fucking roof, right?
Run them through trial real quickly, get the conviction, and get them out of the public eye after what happened, right?
Yeah. Like he said, tell them they're going to go home, get them to say something a little janky, incriminate themselves, and let's lock them up and throw away the key, huh?
Yeah.
Right. So even like when that happened, you know, my attorney immediately, he did something smart, put me on the stand and recanted everything, right? So it was a battle against my original conversation versus the second conversation in actual court.
And how long of a period was this?
Now. That's an uphill battle, my boy, right there.
But from the trial?
From you first getting arrested to that point in the trial. Like, how long did you sit before you got to actually start the trial? Like, did they hold you the whole time?
Did you pay?
They held me the whole time. I was in custody the whole time.
You were in custody the whole time?
Yeah. From the time they arrested us, like that next morning or later that night, it was like earlier that morning, they arrested us, and I was in custody and never got back out.
Wow.
So.
How long was the trial?
I was literally.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Before I know you're about to ask. I caught that too, but it was.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Now you can jump in there on that one.
You said
never.
From then and then never got back out.
Yeah, never got back out. So I've been in here 33 years. From 18, I'm 52 years old now. As of June 19th of this year, I turned 52 years old.
Well, happy belated birthday. But let's get back to that for a second. James, I know I see that. I see those eyes moving. This is where you're so am I.
So you're currently incarcerated.
Yes, I'm currently incarcerated as we speak. I don't know if you can see, but there's my little cell door back there. You know.
Holy shit! And that makes so much sense of why that service keeps cutting in and out.
Yeah, they got blockers. Signal blockers.
That's why we're getting the electronic noise.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so I literally had to even get to this interview, I had to pay somebody $3,500 for a phone that I'm going to get rid of after this interview. Yeah, to get my story out, because I've been trying to get my story out, and it's like they literally blocked.
$3,500?
Yes.
That better be like an iPhone 16 Pro.
That's like legitimately, I can tell you right now, just because of past knowledge, a person could make that stretch for almost 2, 3, 4 years in jail, as far as like taking care of themselves, getting some food in their extra food in their stomach, all their hygiene, some fresh clothes. $3,500 goes a long way. And you spent that on a phone to have this conversation.
Yes.
That's insane.
And I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of it as soon as this interview is over.
That's utterly insane. I mean, I can't grasp that, and I know James is grasping that way more than I am. Like,
yeah, because
hey, man,
I look at it, if I'm fighting for my life, you know, there's no price on freedom.
None.
So I can try to, you know, I can get the money back. So I just sell it to somebody else. And that way I don't put myself in any kind of situations, you know.
So if you're trying to get your story out there, you've been there, you said, what, 30, how many years?
33 years.
33
years. Holy fuck.
How come we haven't heard about it? Like, I mean, that seems like it's a story someone should talk about, right? Like, where's the press? Where's the media? Is your legal team?
Yeah. That's a solid question. Yeah, solid question.
Shouldn't it be somewhere, like, or anything?
After my conviction, it was just silent mode. Nobody. It was nothing. I fought. I tried to fight. As I learned law, try to file things in courts, but they unpublished my case.
Oh, okay, wait. So I'm lost on that. So James, you want to jump in on that one? Because I'm kind of confused on that one.
So I'm excuse me. I'm definitely not no attorney. So don't give me.
But I've never heard that phrase before.
Well, what I would imagine is that I mean, he could probably explain it better than. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. 33 years, and I would imagine you've lived in the law library, right?
Yeah. What happens when they unpublish your case is like literally your case don't exist unless you get back in the courts and the courts now acknowledge your case again. But the information about your case will never be exposed to the public.
there's got to be some legalities there. There's something wrong with that. I mean, with the
Yeah,
Freedom of Information Act and how things are going,
to be honest
I mean,
with you, I don't give a shit if you did it, you're innocent, you're guilty. I don't give a fuck if let's just say that you were on the phone with us bullshitting us right now, right? And you're just blowing smoke up our ass, which I'm not saying you are. Your case should never have any opportunity to not be published.
I
right?
mean, what are we missing? This is like Hoover level, like talking.
The only information that will be provided to the public is if I went like my appeal. I filed my appeal, and that information is put to the public. But as far as my case factors, that's unpublished. The court of opinions and all that is not published to the court.
And how long did it take them to do that? Was that immediate? So like right when you
that was immediate. Yeah, right after I got arrested, I went through the court, the first appeal, and immediately they unpublished my case.
And there hasn't been anything over 33 years that you might have pieced together for why that would have been that way. I mean, that just doesn't sound like something that should have just been able to happen. As far as, I mean, I could see if maybe they said like, hey, listen, 25 years later, right? You get what I'm saying? Like 25 years later, we unpublished it, whatever, whatever. And that still wouldn't be right. But what you're saying is you took your time, right? So basically this is just what I'm gathering in a nutshell, right? You take your time, you do this, you go to trial, you take your time, you lose, and then you end up getting sentenced, right? And then after that, it's like you don't even exist no more, basically, in the court system.
Yeah,
you're just a dollar sign to big corporate America.
I think one of the reasons why they may have done it, I'm not for sure, I'm only speculating, is that in 2007 or 2008, there was an overstorage in evidence of Riverside County of crime cases, right? So they sent out a notice to everybody that these storage is going to be destroyed. So they did. It was like 200 something cases that they destroyed all the evidence, and my case was one of them. So all the evidence that was in my case, the gun, the clothing, whatever it is that we can now go back and test, is no longer existing. They destroyed it.
Right around when DNA started getting really popular and evidence got good.
So obviously, like he said, he's just speculating, but obviously you believe it's because of that over storage shit whatever was going on, right? Which low key, like when you're just to give Joey a little bit of insight to validate what he's saying, right? When you're dealing with like all this criminal, like getting arrested and shit, there's always some stupid shit like that goes on between a police station or like Harrison and Kedzie. Like Holman Avenue, for example, the Chicago police station off of Holman used to have like this basement, like where they would just beat the shit out of people during interrogations, right? And then they would always use some crazy like fucking contractor fucking budget or some shit to get. I forgot what the whole entire thing was, but there's just to say what he's saying, these over storage problems like with evidence rooms and shit. Stuff like that would only make sense in the state of California, dude, especially at that time period, right? Could you imagine how much shit they would be collecting for evidence for all the stupid shit that they were arresting people for back then?
Or that they were doing?
Yeah. And just imagine, like, if we knew we made a mistake and unlawfully convicted somebody for the rest of his life, and this evidence now come back after 33 years that I'm actually innocent.
Yeah, you definitely got to get us all your original paperwork. I got to read it.
Yeah.
So is it posted anywhere? Has they been putting it out, or the only original copy is with you and they've destroyed the rest?
I got the only original copy. The court reporter that I got it from, she retired. So she was like, you better hold on to that for dear life, because if you lose that, you'll never get a hard copy again.
Oh, yeah. You definitely have to send it over. One, I want to read it. And two, I kind of want to attach it to this.
Okay.
Yeah, low key. And low key, to be honest with you, it kind of is a little bit of a little safety net and a little bit of insurance for you then, because then at least you don't have the only copy. You get what I'm saying? Now you know that there's two, and if you ever needed one, you got a little bit of an insurance policy in your back pocket.
Yep.
Just a little 2 cents from me. You know what I'm saying? Trust me,
I would definitely.
Listen, I've been around guys that have been in situations like you, and I'm telling you, when I was in jail, we didn't have this option like you've got right here, bro. When I did my time, I couldn't. I don't even. I can't tell you. I've never
James, he was
seen a
there
cell
before
phone in
your
prison.
time. He's there after your time. He's still
Well, no,
there.
no, no. I'm saying when I was there. No, no, no. I know he knows that, but we didn't have like the guys that I was there with when I seen it personally, right? They didn't have these options, right? They couldn't go get a cell phone. I've never seen a cell phone in prison during all my time
Oh
of
wow.
being there. I've seen drugs. I've seen COs like let you like look at a music video on their cell phone or something, but I've never actually seen somebody use a cell phone the way this man is using one right now, dude.
It's mind blowing me. I saw him only seeing TV and movies. I didn't even know. Like I thought it was like dramatic in the shows. You know, like oh yeah, this happens, but like.
Well, you know, low key, I was after a
Can y'all
little
hold on 1
bit.
second?
Yep.
Hold on,
Yep.
let me see, bro.
Is he doing a? Dude, like.
Yo, he's doing he's doing a count. They gotta count all of the inmates.
Yeah, I'm in disbelief a little bit.
I'm gonna need a few minutes. I think he's finna walk by. So give me a few minutes. I'm just gonna turn the light out real quick
That's
for
fine.
a couple seconds. And
Yeah,
all right,
we'll sit here and talk.
all right.
Yo, 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 yo. So this guy, what's going on right now, right? For anybody, because obviously I don't give a shit. I know people are going to be watching this that have no idea what the fuck's going on. So like they got to do counts overnight and shit. They got to continuously count you. It's like a tedious thing, and they just sit there. They come look in the cell, and like at this time, what time is it by him? It's like
If he's California, it's midnight by me. It's got to be 10, 12.
okay. So I mean. Yeah, they're usually expecting you to either just be kicked back watching TV or eating and just sitting there, but I don't know.
I still can't believe we're doing this right now. I mean, it's kind of
Yo,
Nelson
this guy,
Mandela.
that's what I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. So dude reaches out to you under this Nelson Mandela shit. We're talking about Mo dancing as a Disney character with his fucking hey, you're welcome shit,
Yeah.
and then boom. This guy's in prison.
No, but here's the thing. Like, we got his story, we figured it out, but I really want to know what his intention is. I mean, if you this is 2 to 3 years worth of money, what does he want? Like, what
Yo,
can we
dude.
help
Okay,
him
so
with?
listen, that's a low number, right? So I could tell you right now, if you put $3,500 on your books, right,
Mhm.
and you're just talking about basic needs, right, that could last you 10 years, bro.
That's
It can last you 10 years.
so.
It could now listen. I'm a little bit of an exaggeration, right? Because things do tend to get expensive, right? But if you're talking, I've seen guys go through their bit with $25, $30 a month.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because you get state pay in Illinois, right? So you automatically get, I think, a minimum of $10. But like, I went to school and I had a job, so I got, I think it was like 25 or $30 a month from the state.
To
But
rehabilitate you, and then you get out and you can't even get a job with the rehabilitation they gave you, right?
but listen to this though, a bar of soap, right? So a bar of Irish Spring cost you $2 when I was there.
You can pick up like a
One
4-pack for less than that at like a dollar store.
So to the point of saying you can't get your hygiene, you can do that with $30 a month, right? And it's rough, dude. It's rough, right? But the food they give you, so
So
like
that's why they privatize the thing, right? They all make all the dollars and cents. I'm starting
you
to
know,
realize
you
why
know, every,
I'm starting to realize why we were meant to hear this.
I was gonna say I'm not wearing my Jordan sweatpants, but everybody knows, hey MJ, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know what we're talking about with the privatized prisons, MJ. You know what we're saying about. Hey, hey, no.
Man, this is
You
like,
know what I'm saying?
I,
It's actually,
but how do you get lost in
and
the? So I'm still lost on the fact, like, so I've like, I'm not familiar, but from watching a bunch of TV and movies, when you get life, don't you still get a chance to get like parole at 20?
no. So like, So some laws have like these things going on where after X amount of years, right, it goes to like a different type of parole board. I think
Okay.
it is. It's not
We
necessarily
gotta
the,
ask him because I want to
yeah,
get we gotta get those
yeah.
details on what it actually was sentenced with.
My
California.
apologies. I'm waiting for this guy to pass by. He taking his time for
Oh,
some
hey, listen,
apparent
bro.
reason.
I'm explaining to
No,
him the situation. Yeah, I'm letting him know. Yeah, it's I understand. We understand
yeah,
completely, dude. Don't worry, bro.
no,
Okay, I'm
no,
so
no
sorry.
worries, no rush. I mean, we're in no rush here. I mean, we're enjoying hearing the story, and we want to see where we can go from here or what you want to accomplish, but not any more risk to you than you've already done just for the chance to talk to us.
Okay, bear with me.
All right.
I'm gonna see
Oh,
where
you're
he at
good,
right
dude.
quick.
You're good,
All
dude.
right.
Yeah, you're good. So you know what too? You know what I want to point out, right, Joe? So you know how like he's kind of like you see like that excitement that you hear in his voice a little
Yeah.
bit, right? You get what I'm saying? So like when you're in there, dude, right? This is I'm not saying that he might have people that he contacts, right? But usually like you don't get too many people that are trying to hear. Nobody wants to hear your story of you wanting to go home
But
in prison. You get what I'm saying? So like the inmates that he's around, I mean, I'm not sure how it is around him necessarily, like for sure, but I know that people don't want to hear about you going home or trying to go home
right,
because some of them people that he's around probably don't have a chance of going home,
right.
right? You get what I'm saying? So it's nice when you can talk to somebody about it.
Because I'm almost, it's like from my point of view, like from a corruption standpoint or whatever, it seems like it's a clerical error they tried to bury.
Well, I mean, what they got was they had two
Got
guys
railroaded, and then a clerical error, and then it buried.
well, them guys had private attorneys and basically got off in a sense, right? 5 years, 13 years, right?
Yep.
Somebody's got to go.
Yep. Someone's got to take the blame.
Somebody's got to go, and not to be rude, right? So not to be rude, but this is like you guys are like do the unfiltered thing and everything. But here we got this guy. He's uneducated. He's got a low IQ because remember he said he was in special classes. I
Mm-hmm.
believe he mentioned, right? So you got this guy. He's got all these situations. No dad. Mom's doing her best. He's got all these other shit. Hey, listen, he got a public defender. Send him up the river. And listen,
It's a
I'm not
typical
saying
story.
that not saying that in any disrespectful way. What I'm saying is that's just how the fuck this shit goes. And it happens everywhere. It's not just here.
Yep.
It fucking happens everywhere, bro. Yeah, it fucking happens everywhere. Yeah.
I'm like half.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at,
Okay.
but I'm gonna just ride out until I can actually hear something. So
Okay.
bear with me.
No, of course.
Well, well. Listen, we definitely. Well. One thing I want to point out, which I know Joey will understand. The main thing is so. For one, what we need to, what we want to know is what are you trying to do, my boy?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to do with obviously? I'm telling you, this is obviously it's something that should be heard and seen,
Couldn't agree more.
right? Just with the little bit of details that you've given us, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want you to get in trouble because by you getting in trouble for this, right? It absolutely does us
Right.
zero
Like,
good,
are
right?
you
Oh,
sure you want us to air this or show this? I mean, I know you gave us
yeah,
consent, but like you
yeah,
could get in trouble if we air this and it gets back to you. Are you sure you want people to hear this?
At this point, I've been 33 years in my life in prison. With a life without the possibility of parole, definitely want you to air it
All right.
Hey,
because just you
look,
know,
my boy. Hey, I
I
understand.
mean, you
Yeah,
can. What can you possibly else do to me that you didn't took my whole life?
I just wanted to check because
well, see,
I don't want to hurt people or get people hurt or like and
yeah,
this seems like
that's the
even though I
thing.
want your story told and I want to put it out there, this feels like this could hurt you. Like and it could hurt. I don't know what they're going to do, but this could hurt if it gets out there. I don't know if one person's going to see it, a million people's going to see it. It
Yeah,
will go
my boy.
viral. I don't know if news will pick it up, but if they do, it has repercussions, and you should be very well aware of that. And you probably are well aware, being in there, what happens with those repercussions better than I ever would. And
And here, like Joey just said, so I got a curious question here because you see me, I've been hitting my pen over here. I'm a little high right now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm curious right now, right? Let's say we did get this to a nice major news outlet, right? Let's say this happened, right? The way that he was just talking about. What would you do if it worked out for you, right? and you had a chance at coming home, right? And it looked like you were coming home, right? What would you do with that opportunity?
Oh, I use it for what I've been using it for. I'm a youth advocate and mentor. I use my voice to change the narrative of all the youth that we currently is destructing everything right now because they don't understand consequences. They don't understand that the decisions that they make can end them here where I'm at for the rest of their lives.
Well,
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm a real advocate of that. You know what I mean?
we're all for advocacy here. We're all for advocacy. So speaking of advocacy, because what we like to do is showcase it out. And if you're talking about advocacy, say someone's listening to this and they care and they want to make a difference. How do they contact you? How do they reach you? What can they do to support you? Like do you have websites? Do you have causes? How can they find you? Can they donate? What can the people do that are listening to this, that are watching this, that would help you in your case?
You can actually write me at the institution, or you can. I have a podcast on social media.
Podcast.
Yes, my brother. Me and my brother operate because I want to make sure that the information that I give is factual information, real life experiences, information to the youth out there, because it's too much conversation about what the kids should do, and the people that's talking to them don't have the experience. They never experienced it. So how can you tell a kid what not to do and you never experienced it? So I give them real life experiences, and with the knowledge that I have and them seeing somebody actually in there for the rest of his life, possibly, that changed a lot of kids' life. I overturned maybe 30 kids' lives and have sent one to college myself.
That's amazing.
I'm currently in college. I told a young kid if he go to college, I'll enroll in college. So I'm in 2 different colleges studying communication, one in leadership and management, Antelope Valley College for communication, Utah College for leadership and management. As of last year, I did 3 years in Open Bible College, and I went to Family Radio School to Bible College, and I became an ordained minister as of last year at Universal Church of Christ.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Okay. So I wanted to make sure I'm a living example that you can achieve something even under these conditions.
That's amazing. And that's a testimony that, like, you didn't get caught in the system and stay in the system and get worse, like I've heard about so many times or seen on TV or movies, because I'm taking it from that point of view, not James's point of view.
Well, right. Yeah. So I kind of want to ask a little bit. So how is the current institution that you're in? What is give us a little rundown of like your day to day.
My day to day is pretty much isolated in my cell almost 23 hours a day. Unless I go out to get a shower, then I don't go out to cell, because it's a nonstop violence. There's nothing that would not prevent violence. They say rehabilitation, but maybe 20 people leave out of my building. Out of 200 people, 20 people may leave out for a program, and the rest of us just dormant. Nothing to do. You go out yourself for 2 hours in the day room or 2 hours to the yard, but that's just every day. It's a repeated cycle.
Oh my God! So, yeah, and I listen. I'm not acting like I don't. I did it for the most. It was five years, right? So, just a little under 5, right? And then I even did the ass end of mine on work release. So I even got a nice program.
Got it. By the way, we have to get his how people can write him and how people can contact. Because he said he has that in the podcast. Let's get people to follow him. Let's get people to write him. However they do it.
Okay. I seen him go.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
I seen him walk out the door.
Yeah, I can see.
I don't know if you walking
attention. Now I can see like the little eye hole where they come peek in. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the window blocked back there, so if they actually walked up on me, they can't see anything. They'll knock on the door and be like, "Hey," I can cover everything up, turn the light out, be like, "Hey,"
Yeah, see, he knows what he's doing.
He might have been there for a couple of days. So, real quickly, I want to say while we're still going at this, you said that people can write to you at the institution and they can follow your podcast. Yeah. Can you give like addresses, numbers, podcast names, like website addresses, or ways to support you? Because just saying that it's there, people have got to find a way to get to it.
Right. I can provide y'all my address and whatever information y'all may need. But
That'd
you
be
can,
great.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we can definitely let's what we need to do is for one, we need to make sure that he gets you all of that stuff to look over,
Yes.
right? We want to have that, as long as you're okay. Listen, obviously, with whatever you want to do, right? We want to make sure that and I'd be interested to take a peek at kind of at the original files that nobody can get a hold of no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of curious as to what's in that bitch. And, there is a few people that I could definitely maybe see what, I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious myself. And
I kind of want to put a link at the bottom of this podcast and post them on one of our sites. So when they go click the link, they can just go to our site and see the whole file.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you can do something exactly. What you see is like you got these people all through social media now that are like retired and at home, right? Older attorneys that are doing nothing that'll end up catching something and be like, holy fuck, what the fuck you got? You know what I'm saying?
As James and I said, like, because he knows what I've been going on with my legal battles and dealing with all the fraud and breach of contract with New Era. It's all that happens is you need the right person to see it. And we're not saying we can find you the right person, but you don't need a million people to see you. You need one person who cares and actually wants to do the right thing to find it, to get your message out there. And all we want to do is make sure we, help you find that one person. Doesn't mean we can, but we'll do our best to try and get it out there for you if that's what you want.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Yeah, because, that's what I really want is my story to get out there, at least
this is crazy.
Give me an opportunity to get a sentence reduction or something, because at the end of the day, from 18 to 52 years, I've never been examined, never been reevaluated for release, anything based on the sentence I got. This is my life. I wrote to the courts, asked for a resentence. They told me, due to the nature of your case, we're not going to reopen it.
What was your official sentence?
It was felony murder robbery.
No, for years. Like, what do they give?
Life without the possibility of parole plus 9 years.
Jesus Christ! Like,
what's with the plus 9?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna like. Who says plus 9? What are you, a cat?
Yeah, I think they believe that.
Yeah, and just to be abundantly clear, we're definitely not laughing at you, my boy. Because
oh no, I know you got to find humor in something.
It's kind of what we realized for our message too, with everything we do with F'nAround. Like, that's kind of why it is. We want to touch serious topics. We want to bring light to it, but nobody wants to sit there and just get information screamed at them or put down their ear. You got to make it where you can actually enjoy it. So. Yeah, we're not trying to like laugh at your expense. We're not trying to do it, but we just want to have fun and joke with you, and like at least make you realize we are enjoying talking with you, and it's a good time to talk. And it's educational to people, but at the same time, we're trying to have a good time with you as we do it.
Right. Well, I'm very at peace. I like I said, I didn't live to be 52 years old, and that's a blessing in itself. So. I find humor in it myself because of things I have seen and experienced in prison, and even just knowing that I survived to get to this point to where I could talk to you guys today is a blessing in itself.
It definitely is.
We were talking about, like, while we were waiting for you to get ready to call, like, we were just like joking. We were like, what if this is like a scam? What if Joey's got us waiting up for no fucking reason?
What if it's Mo sitting there like dancing around?
What's kind of crazy about it is it's actually something that is like it was actually well worth the
100%
the wait.
Even like the like to show you how serious. I can't believe he's
looking out for COs right now. I'm sorry, it's blowing my mind. That's why I keep getting stuck. I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, dude, he's literally paying attention to if a CO is walking by. But I'm sitting here.
I'm actually listening. I'm listening with one ear for the walk, and then I'm talking to y'all with the other.
I'm taking it up, my boy. I see it already. He's got one headphone in. He's got one ear to the side. He's paying attention to the CO doing it. Obviously, Buddy's still walking the deck right now, dude. Yeah, Mac Buddy's still on the deck, dude.
He's looking for it.
I'm gonna hit the nail on something real quick on my case. Even in my abstract of judgment, it says at the time of the commission of the crime, the defendant never had a gun, nor did he use a gun. It's what it says on my abstract of judgment.
So now explain to everybody what an abstract of judgment is really quick, just so anybody's tuning in.
the abstract of judgment is what the court sentenced you as. It's 2 sheets. One is the abstract of judgment. It identifies your sentence, your time.
Yep.
The other one identifies the actual crime. You know what I mean? And then it gives if you was a trigger man or not trigger man, the specifics of your case. In the specifics of my case, it says you was not. I never had a gun, nor did I use a gun at the time of the commission of my crime. And having that information, I presented that to the courts. Hey, I'm not the trigger man. But the judge never signed off on the jury instructions as of felony introduction, which would allow aiding and abetting. So the jury never had the opportunity to deliberate on aiding and abetting because it was never instructed to them. So they only had one verdict to come at: either he's a murderer or he's not. So it was
flukier than listen, I mean, a lot of people kind of, when they tune into this, especially with the demographic that we got, right? A lot of people are going to understand what he's saying and the language that he's saying, right? But there are going to be some people who don't get it. But basically what he's saying is the shit was fucking fluky. It's the flukiest shit in the world. It's just some fluky ass bullshit. Yeah, see, look.
Oh my! I'm still in disbelief of this whole thing. I mean, this is way better than Mo dancing around as Maui.
I'm glad I'm high as fuck.
I bet you are. Are you having PTSD flashbacks?
No, dude, low key, bro. He's actually like, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not like in a bad way. Like, the only thing that I do is I really can see the excitement that he's got, right? Because stuff like this is shit that you treasure while you're fucking in there. It's fucking real human interaction, right? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. He might, let's just say that, he decided, hey, listen, I don't want to air it, right? He would probably never forget about this for the rest of his life. This would be something that he would consider a highlight, just because you really long for that real human interaction. That shit that you get in there, bro, it ain't always real fucking human interaction, man. It's a fucking cesspool of negative fucking energy everywhere.
Yeah, they promote violence to show society that we're not rehabilitated. You know what I mean? So they'll bring people that not supposed to be here and to promote it.
Especially where he's at and shit, dude. I mean, these guys got swords, bro. They're not knives. They're fucking swords. These are they're fucking katanas.
For the viewers that y'all have, so they can have a clear understanding what it means to feel like to be in this little tank.
Yeah.
What I mean? Just think about being in your bathroom, right? Turn off the light, take the door handle off, so you can't get out. Now, that's your cell. You're going to feel the walls coming in from different angles, and if you don't have nothing to read or watch TV or anything, the walls is really going to close in on you. Now, picture someone of your family member that you're very close to, that you can never be separated from, maybe your wife, your kids, or whatever, and just hear them crawl out for help. Help me. They're killing me. They're trying to murder me. Whatever it is, that somebody broke in the house and they're crying out for your help, and you cannot get to them. That is prison. So when you make, the youth out there making the wrong decisions, or the people that's making the wrong decisions, that's what you're going to be facing. That the people that you love the most, you can never go back and heal or correct what it is or help them in any kind of way because you're locked up. As I talked to y'all today, is how I seen my mother pass away. In 2019, she had ovarian cancer. They put her on 3 days hospice. I had, rent me a phone at the time. I had to rent one, and they set the camera up, and I watched her take her last breath. I talked her out.
Man, that's fucking.
That's hard. I'm so sorry.
That's fucking real. I'm sorry about that, boss. That's unfucking real.
And that. I haven't cried. I haven't mourned her. I can't, because I believe if I release that, I might go crazy. That was my best friend, and it's it's still touchy to this day. 2019 to 24. You know, it's recent.
That is completely understandable, dude. That's not. That's. I mean, it's unfucking real. I'm so sorry, boss. But I'm gonna be. I want to get on something a little bit positive about. I'm not gonna lie to you. The guy that you're describing me when you committed these crimes, right? You had mentioned that when like I believe you said something about being in like special classes, I believe was the word you used. I don't want to use the wrong word.
Yeah, special education.
Okay, special education classes. So
Yeah.
so the guy that you're describing to me right now, I mean, you've held a fucking highly intelligent conversation with I like to pride myself on being able to hold an intelligent conversation. I know Joey is one person I know can hold a very intelligent conversation. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you are fucking you're doing better than myself, dude. You're a highly intelligent fucking individual, dude. So I want to hit on a little positive. I know that it's not nowhere near good that you've been gone that long. See, look, man. See, look. I know what he's doing, man. He's got it. I'm telling you, I know how it is. I know how it is. Man. So you gotta do that shit whenever, like even if you want to cook your food the right way, right? So I don't know how they do it by him.
I got a few minutes right now. He's starting in the lower tier, and he's gonna go around, and he's gonna come up to the top tier and come back around, and he's gonna buy my stuff this way.
Okay. Okay. So listen, here's what we're gonna do, dude. Get everything over to
the group chat.
Joe. To the group chat, right? Everything that you possibly can. Get us your contact information, get us your number, all that stuff.
Your website links, whatever you have that we can, links, your podcast links, how people can write you, how you can do it.
How people can write you. I need your inmate number. I need how people can put money on your books. I need everything that it pertains to you, as long as you're okay with it, boss.
I'm okay with it.
We're going to put it, as you know how podcasts work, at the bottom where the description of the episode, we're going to put all that down there for everything for you. Yeah.
Okay.
And then all the paperwork you send, what we'll do is I'll have a page drawn up in 312 if James is okay with it, where we'll post all the paperwork where they can click the link up below the podcast link, go to the our webpage for the music company, and they can see all your paperwork there where they can actually get it and feel free to go through it.
Okay.
And if that's okay with that, that's what we'll do. And can't guarantee anything, can't guarantee results, can't even guarantee the reach. But we can guarantee we'll do our best to get it out there, and hopefully we can find that one person.
Definitely. Yo, I'm definitely gonna do my best.
Just knowing the fact that two people heard my story in the free world.
Well, wait, actually, hold on. Three, because my sound,
here, Monty, too.
We have a sound engineer with us. Yeah, remember I told you he was going to dance around like Maui?
That was me.
Yeah. By the way, if this ends up successful, he's going to dance around like Maui for you.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Does he know who Maui is?
Do you know who Maui is from the Moana movie? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't imagine
that. A half-naked big motherfucker
with
long hair.
Yeah, he's a half-naked big motherfucker with long hair.
Okay, so it's a
Disney movie.
1 second.
No. Okay, so listen, we don't want him to get in trouble, dude.
No, okay, yeah, no.
We definitely don't want him to get in trouble. No. Okay, so listen, here's what we're going to do. Listen, we want you to get us all the information.
Yes. Everything.
As long as you don't get in trouble tonight, we can always schedule another call, dude. Yes. If you get in trouble tonight, we can't schedule another call.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And also, when you send us everything, send us the proper channels for us to communicate.
And actually, really quick, too, how are the call situations? Like, how's the phone situation?
Well, they got these things called tablets. We now have in our cell, you can call out, you can text message. It's free. You just put money on it. It's free calls. You can call anywhere on this free anytime. 24 hours a day.
Dude, we're gonna get you a phone number, dude. Start calling us. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to listen, you're crazy, bro. You wild, bro. Give me a buzz, dude.
That's what I say. After the night, this thing is gone.
Yeah, this thing is gone, and you're gonna put all your contact in the chat, and we'll put everything out for you, Nelson.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, hey, listen, man. It was a pleasure meeting you,
Yeah,
my boy.
absolutely,
I do not
brother.
want
Same
any
here.
Wait,
trouble
before
with
we
you.
end though, any last words or anything you want to say to everybody
Yes, of
listening?
course.
Like, how do you want to end this podcast? What would you want to say as your final thoughts before you end it?
My final thoughts is, just don't judge. Don't judge me. Really look at the situation for what it is, because your kid can be in the situation, or anyone can be in the situation that's near and dear to you. You know what I mean? And for the youth out there, really pay attention to what I'm saying to you, because it can be your life. And that's another mother's crying because her child is locked up for the rest of his life, and it may not be an opportunity like I'm getting to get your child out. You know what I mean? And I'm a man that don't have kids, never been married. Lost everything. Both my grandparents and parents. You know, I don't I don't want nobody to ever go through this. So that's why I'm really telling my story the way I'm telling it, as transparent as I can possibly get it. And I just want people to really make wise decisions, because it can be the rest of your life. I look forward to being a dad. I want to be a dad. I want to be married, but prison is preventing that. And once they got you, they're not going to let you go.
Just a dollar sign and a number.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
we're going to be able to actually dive into this properly, too. Let's get him some
Okay.
He's gotta
contact
go. He's gotta
information.
go.
Get everything
Yep.
over. All right, boss.
All right.
It was
All right.
great
I'm gonna call you
meeting
James.
my boy.
Pleasure
Talk
to
to
meet
you
you.
All right.
And be safe.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I am calling James now, and we're staying just like that.
That's crazy.
James isn't answering. How much everybody's trying to call me too?
I was about to say the same thing. I was just about to say the same thing.
The fuck, dude? You're still recording this, right?
No, not no more.
Oh, I'm still recording. Like, dude, debrief. Like,
Yeah.
that's okay. Mine's recording.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have a cigarette, though,
Yeah,
during this.
you need
debrief.
that, man.
Like,
We're still recording on this. I'm still doing the screen record. I'm still doing the soundboard.
okay, so you're going to have to tell me how I can get this over to you, because I immediately tried to email it to you. It's an hour and 26 minutes long.
Yeah, that's
I can't
completely.
get
Yeah,
it.
so you have to hook your phone to Wi-Fi and send it as a attached file.
Okay.
Yep. Or I think we have a shared photo album, and you could just drop it in there. It just might take a while to go. By the way, ever see that one coming out of left field?
No.
So are we going to make this our first co-host morning show episode? What do you think?
I mean, I think you've got like episode. I think you got 2 episodes.
No,
out of
I
it,
think
too,
we
for
drop it
me.
as one big one. I mean, they wanted us to do what, like a
I'm not
Thanksgiving
gonna
show?
lie to you. I would. You think a long one, huh? You think a long Thanksgiving show, hour and a
I
half?
think the Thanksgiving, we drop it all as one solid piece. Maybe tomorrow you and I debrief and do this again and actually do like a
Yo,
proper
sorry about
introduction.
the lighting, my boy.
No, it's all right.
Sorry about the lighting.
I say tomorrow morning we do a proper introduction and do like an intro to who we are and start the setup for the show with the intro and everything set up over here with Mod. Then go right into our little pre-recording, right into the show, and then end with this with an outro. And make
Dude,
it
yeah.
I think that's the way to
Yo,
go.
I'm
I'm
in
still kind of
shock.
like shaking a little bit. Like
Can't
I can't believe that
this
just
fucking-
happened. I thought we were gonna get catfished or something. Like, you know.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, Joe. I thought this was a fucking scam. I thought that you were reaching. I was like, Joey, you just told me you were booked till fucking January. Why the fuck are we doing this
Right, and because we
fucking
said
shit
we're
this
not doing
person?
interviews for the morning show, but it was like last minute, the guys were reaching out. I felt bad. I mean, look, you saw it,
Yeah,
you looked it up. I got
Joe,
no, he's got no.
Joe, listen, isn't it fucking weird how the fucking universe works, though, my fucking boy? So listen to this, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, listen. I'm not. Listen, okay, so don't take this the wrong way, right? But you're a little bit smarter than the average fucking bear here.
Just a little bit.
I expect that. Listen, no shot to Tink, like no disrespect to Tink, but I expect Tink to tell me, hey, listen, I got an interview that needs to happen with this guy. His name's Nelson Mandela, right?
But like my thought is, but like I'm just sitting here thinking like, you know what? We are making some reach and people are talking about us. Like if it's something, it's going to be something. And I've been told that. Like,
yeah, okay. I mean, so wait, hold on. Hear me out here, Chooch and Average. So listen, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so I'm playing along, right? I'm like, okay, Joey's got this, dude. And then I go and look at the guy's followers, and he's got no followers, and the only person following him is Joey's podcast. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is this guy got me doing right
but
now?
you heard the message from him. It was like it's important and he's got to get out, and it's like his life is at risk. I'm like. But
serious. I thought you were going to see a naked dude when you got on.
Well, honestly, to be honest, with everything going on in the world, I thought it might have been a setup from New Era to set me up for something because you know that I wouldn't put anything past him at this point. So I just wanted some witnesses and it recorded to make sure I wasn't being set up because of how bad they're getting whipped around and that all their emotions just got dismissed with prejudice.
Now we got a bone to pick with Gavin fucking Newsom. I'm coming for you, you fucking chooch.
Man, you gotta how many fights you want me in, man? I mean, I think I got to take on everybody at this point. By the way, can we say this right now on the podcast? If we find a way to make this successful, if we make this to work, Mod will put on a little luau skirt and he will dance as Maui at his release, half naked, singing the song.
That's gonna be a hairy ass fucking half.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's not gonna be half.
I know you're gonna wear a sweater.
He's doing that shit fucking anyways. But yes, we can make it happen.
No,
listen. How about this? If it completely flops, he's got to do it completely naked on OnlyFans.
Hey, only Mo's. Only Mo's.
Listen, because.
Hey, don't worry. Mike will still. Don't worry. Gillette will still subscribe.
Listen, I'm telling you, there's a bunch of weirdos in this world that will subscribe to a channel that will watch Mo do some freaky shit as Maui, the guy from Moana.
With the sweater on.
Right fucking now, so either way, this situation has become a great situation already because now Mo either has to do that or this situation blows out of the water. I'm with it, baby.
Either way, it's going to be humorous. And either way, we're going to get followers, and at least Mo's going to make some money from Mike.
Hey, and either way, the message is getting out because everybody's going to see Mo's naked ass, and they're going to his story is going to be.
I'll do the Maui thing if Mike dresses up as fucking Moana. That's the only deal.
We can make that happen. We can make that happen.
Yo, so part of the deal. I don't care. It's done. I make the executive decision right now. You cannot veto me. It's happening.
executive power right there. You keep this up, and I'm gonna have to be calling out 312 all.
I'll be on your next interview.
You're gonna be on my hit list. You're gonna go on my hit list. I'm gonna have to put you down that line somewhere.
No,
I'm coming for everybody.
Hey, listen. With that being said, though, Joe, you've been putting together some really nice shit, dude, and I commend you on taking this on right now, dude. That was a solid come up on you, and I'm really glad that we got in tune with that guy. That's something I resonate with a lot, dude. I really appreciate that.
It couldn't honestly, with the universe, it couldn't have worked out better. I mean, if it was during the day or earlier, I would have done it with just Mike and Mo, but it's just the late night, the timing, me not getting to it, him asking for it at night when I didn't see it for hours, like it kind of worked perfectly for us. I mean, I don't think anyone could have done that better than you because you actually could relate to him. Kind of like when I'm talking about the corruption and fraud, I sat at the table.
Work out like that?
It's as you keep saying, it's the universe, man. It's just time. It aligns.
Dude, times. You're gonna be able to go. You're gonna be able to go back in the footage and in the interview or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the conference call, because I didn't know what the fuck this was, and you're gonna be able to fucking see that I'm sitting here and as he's talking, I'm like, so wait a minute.
I was looking at your face, so I don't know how your screen worked, but mine was me and him up top and you at the bottom.
Yeah, so you're the big screen.
So you're the big screen on mine. So I say the way we do this, like. We'll use mine as the main one because I recorded most of it, like before, during, and after. But then let's put yours next to it. Can you do that where we side by side the two videos for it? So part of it, like we show his, so you do me as we have both of them side by side. Like,
yeah, dude. I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. So this guy's talking about being convicted of fucking murder right now. How the fuck is he talking to? And then
he said he never got out.
Well,
Like,
he's like never got out. I'm like,
I
what
saw
the
your face, and
fuck?
I'm like, I got a question, but I need to go back to this, but like, I wanted to ask my question before I forgot because I knew once we hit that question, we weren't stopping.
Yo, listen, but you know what you gotta. I was thinking about this at the end as I'm giving him things to do, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, now, there's probably a large chunk of people in the prison system that are dying for an opportunity like he just got. I'm dead serious, dude. I don't
But
care.
we
I don't
got,
care how big.
yeah, we got to find a way to do it though, where they're not risking their freedom and their life to do it. Because if that guy's,
No,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, why didn't you just you got that's why I asked him. You see how I asked how much it costs? Because
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you how much it fucking costs, right? I will go wake my wife up right now. She's upstairs.
yeah, don't
And
do
she
that.
will tell you. She
She's
fucking
probably already
spent,
mad enough you're sitting here with me.
oh my God, yes. She spent she spent on average $300 a week on the phone for me to talk to her on the phone, right? And your calls are broken up into 15-minute increments, right? So it will cut you off after 15 minutes
Right.
and then you got to call back. But we didn't have that option of being able to always dial right back, right? Because there was a phone line. This dude's got a fucking tablet in his fucking phone, in his fucking cell.
So
And then on top of it, the fucking calls are free, right? So now send me the fucking way to get a hold of you. Give him a fucking phone number and
right,
tell this guy to call you the right fucking way now, so you
but
don't get in fucking trouble.
it brings me up to a good point for the morning show, right? Because we're doing this stuff and it's going to be live. What if we got together a number that we can do with times and take calls and call them in and actually have people like,
Yeah, no, of course, of course. I'm not saying like giving like I'm just saying what these guys got to understand, right? And I get it. Like this contraband phone shit's probably really fucking good. But I would have much rather you have an uncle or something find a
reach?
way to reach out to us, right? Instead of spending 35 fucking $100 on a phone, right? Spend that money on your legal defense, on your commissary,
On
on
something,
whatever
right?
else you want, on something, right? And then do it the right way, because the last thing that you need to do is get in trouble while you're doing this shit. You get what I'm saying though?
And nobody
Because
wants anyone to get in
because
trouble. Like we can't help you if you're
and to
going to
make
get
it
it worse.
abundantly clear too, we're not the fucking Innocence
Not
Project,
at
right,
all.
Joe? Right? No, like so we're not fucking here
We're guys on a mic
advocating.
that
Oh my
rant and
God,
rave and
like,
scream.
yeah. Listen, I really resonate with dude, right? Because I've been there and I know that like, with what you're doing, it makes sense because it's corruption at its fucking general
Right.
fucking term. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way that they do people bogus in general, black, white, pink, blue, or I don't give a fuck what you are, right? Because I'm white, right? But because I didn't have the Skrilladilla, right? I didn't have that money to be able, and I did have a good lawyer, right? My lawyer, Vadim Glozman, shout out to Vadim, dude, right?
Shout out to Vadim.
So Vadim Glozman out of Chicago, dude, he always got me really good deals. Never needed to tell on nobody, never needed to do none of that goofy shit, right? So, and I never really had serious enough situations. I just got in trouble a lot, right? So it was consistency that fucked me, right? And I'm a white boy that wasn't like, I mean, you might be familiar with some of these people. There was a girl named Sam Hunley, right? That, she used to get in all this trouble, but her dad was affiliated with the DuPage County people, right? So, she always got bonds and shit, right? My fucking bonds were fucking 500 fucking $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like so in order for me to be out and to be honest with you, that's what it is, dude. Because if you get these private attorneys, these big attorneys, right, which isn't a problem because I did it, right? Whatever. But that's what it takes to get out of trouble. So if you don't have money, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You got to have some type of money to make your situation better. And that's what makes it, once again, what is it, Joe? What's the word of the fucking day here? Corrupt.
No.
You get what I'm saying? When people getting in trouble comes down to a bottom fucking line.
A dollar sign and a number. I don't think that ever worked in history, if you remember.
I don't think it does either. I don't think it does. For most situations right now, yeah, you go and you say, oh, look at guys like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and everything, right? Yeah, okay, whatever, right? But
shout out to Musk, though. He's brilliant.
Yeah, dude, love dude, right? Love dude, but not everybody's going to be him.
Right.
Not everybody's going to be him. He's a small fraction of the world. I don't care what you anybody
Oh, he's not
says.
even a
That's
fraction.
not.
He's an outlier.
Yeah, yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like it's not. That's not for everybody, right? Elon Musk is like this crazy super villain potential fucking dude that like, you know what I'm saying? Like you really got to be scared of that. And now he's in government, dude. My boy is in it, dude. He's in it. It's fucking. I mean, it's just. And listen. I'm nowhere.
right.
I don't want to get political,
Well,
but
also, with that
dude's the
being
best.
said, we're so sidetracked off of Prentiss. Now, I think we should wrap this up before we go on to some side rails and save it for the next one. So, have we figured out how we're going to end these morning shows?
I do not know.
Have you figured out how we're going to end it? I know we got some outro music that's going to go, but before the outro music, thanks for effing around with us in the morning.
Thanks for effing around with us in the morning. I like it.
Thank you for effing around with us in the morning.
See you tomorrow morning.
All right, see you tomorrow morning.
Effing around, start the day. Rest and rage, we got something to say. Feel the beat, the energy rise. It's morning mayhem, no surprise. We're effing around, sun's up, it's true. Morning vibes just for you.
Sounds good.